Hey friends, I'm so excited to be sharing my first video of 2024, which is Easter decor, and let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. I found these candle holders at Dollar Tree, and these are my favorite because I don't feel bad spray painting them weird colors since they are only $1.25 and look so good. So this pink, at first I was a little disappointed because I didn't really think the color really popped until I did this transition and I was like, okay, you know what? It pops. In the floral section of Dollar Tree, I picked up this floral foam, which is kind of, tapered in. And I'm just going to push it in, but not all the way. But I want to make sure I take my time with this so it's nice and even and it's not lopsided. So once I have it in, this is what it looks like. Now, yes, of course, Dollar Tree has floral and it's amazing, but I really love Walmart's floral because a lot of it is 97 cents. And look at this. It's so much cheaper. And listen, I get it. A lot of people get upset because it's not an all Dollar Tree craft when you swap out floral, but honestly, you're saving money and it just looks a whole lot better. Another option is to mix and match. So use floral from both locations, which I do in a lot of crafts. So I am taking this and arranging it not even. So I'm putting some stems sticking out a little bit more than others. And to work a little bit faster, I'm clipping them all off of the main stem so that I can arrange it how I like. Now, for one candle holder, I did end up using, I believe, 4 of the little bundles, the 97-cent bundles. And it looked really full. So again, you'll see right here, I'm pushing this flower all the way in and I'm using the greenery that comes with it to cover up the foam. I am gonna leave the top exposed because it's gonna be covered up anyway. So I'm working my way around, checking everything out. And so far, I really love how this looks. This is 4 of the bundles. You can put a Dollar Tree LED candle on there. Please don't use a real one because all of this is plastic and it could be dangerous, but Dollar Tree has a ton of these candles. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and set the other one up because I wanna show you what I ended up doing with them. With the other option, you can use it for a wedding, a baby shower. It's a lot more neutral and spring friendly, but with this next option, I think this is perfect for Easter or for a baby shower. In the Dollar Tree Plus section, they have these adorable bunnies. These are $5. The ones below are $3. And then, of course, they have plush bunnies in the regular dollar section. But I really fell in love with these. And the contrast in colors was just so perfect. Oh my goodness. How cute is this? Yes, it is a Dollar Tree Plus item. But again, you can swap it out for something cheaper. So, I am obsessed. Let me know what you think. So today's video is sponsored by June's Journey, which I have really been enjoying lately. June's Journey is so much fun. It's a hidden object mystery game. So you're helping June Parker solve a mystery of who murdered her sister, and you're finding all these clues in these really beautiful scenes. It just reminds me of novelas I used to watch with my mom growing up, and it's just really fun. Visually, all the scenes are really pretty since this is supposed to take place in the 1920s, and you get to unlock all these clues and different characters. It is just extremely fun and honestly really relaxing. So here I am about to decorate my little mansion. And every time you're in a new scene, you get deeper and deeper into the murder mystery. So it's really cool. It's like a story within a story. You meet new characters. You can download June's Journey for free by scanning the QR code on my screen or clicking the link in the description. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as PC through Facebook Games, so make sure you check it out. In the kitchen section, I found these Dollar Tree dish pans, I think they are. Not totally sure. But I had a brilliant idea that almost went sour. Stay with me here. I decided to cut off the edges of this, which was completely unnecessary. But of course, I'm going to put this in because, why not? Safety first. So I did put on glasses after realizing this was dangerous, and I cut the rest of it down. Again, unnecessary when you see what I am making, but if anybody else has had this idea, don't cut the edges off of this. That's when I realized it. So I got one of these Crafter Square burlap things, and when I opened it up and measured just how big this would be on the basket. The basket was a little too big, which is why I cut down the edges, which was silly. I could have just covered it in something else. I didn't cut off the top lip though. I made sure to iron my fabric before using it because I know it was going to bother me if it did have those creases in them. If you are recreating this at home, skip the cutting. Just cover up the edges with what I ended up covering them up with anyway. Which, by the way, is this beautiful burlap ribbon, which you can find in the crafting section of Dollar Tree. This is what the craft should have started with, and it would have been a lot sturdier because I wouldn't have cut off the support. But we live and we learn, right? Right. So I'm making sure that it is all tucked in, even though you're not going to see this part. But it's important to make it look nice. So now I am going to use the pretty burlap that I have, and I'm going to cover the back side. And you'll see why in a second. So here I am. I'm trying to do the sides as tight as possible so that there's not slack. And the top that I left the lip on, that is not gonna be covered because that's gonna be open. The sides, instead of folding them in, I am gonna cut them. So once I glue that down, I'm just gonna try and be as neat as possible, even though this is, it's fine. Burlap isn't supposed to look neat. By the way, let me know what y'all prefer to see. I want to know if you want the slower, more detailed videos where I take my time with crafts and show different angles, or the speedier videos. I've done a mix of both before on this channel. If you've been with me for a really long time, you know that I used to do videos that were 2 minutes long and it was just one single craft. So what do you guys want? I wish I had a poll option. I don't, but let me know. What do you like? I know that some people prefer the speedier videos, but then I always get complaints that I'm going a little too fast or that I'm not explaining enough. And then vice versa, I'm explaining too much. So here I am, basically just covering the edges. I'm leaving the top by itself. Also, I have no idea why I was making this face, but yeah, what is this? Anyway, for the top, I'm just gonna flip it over and then just flip it up to have a little lip, and then I'm gonna hot glue the sides in place. I wanted to get it as tight as possible so that it wouldn't slouch forward. I didn't want to do any sewing or anything special, just a good old hot glue gun. I love abusing my hands because, as you can tell, I don't wear any protection. Why? Because it just gets in the way. So you're gonna catch little glimpses of me getting burned really bad here. That's the norm on this channel, if this is your first time watching. Anywho, so now that this is done and this is open, I am going to add some foam here so that I can add floral. So this is the foam that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I am gonna cut this in half so that I can make it work and save a little money because we don't need the flowers to go all the way down. So I'm going to position it, measure it out, cut some foam, and don't worry, that knife is not used for food. That is specifically my crafting knife. I know a lot of people have commented that before. That's just a knife in my craft room. So here I am, gluing these into place, making sure that they are secured before moving on or attempting to put any of the floral in. My goal here was to try and make an Easter basket wreath. So I picked this up from the Crafter Square section of Dollar Tree since it already had wire on the inside, and I really like that it's beaded. And I'm gonna take this apart and hot glue it into place. So I made sure that it had the shape that I wanted. Make sure that you do that before gluing it down, and then hot glue it. I do not show myself hot gluing because apparently I just forgot to film, but here where I'm positioning it, I'm just adding glue to the plastic and it holds really tree. And I did cover up that little hole. I painted it pink just to make it look more like a basket and not just a box on my wall. This is the color that I used. Hot glued it to the front. And again, I'm mixing using a mix of florals, so a little bit of Dollar Tree, a little bit of Walmart, a little bit of everything. And then I'm using some Dollar Tree little bunny carrots and eggs. And I think this looks super cute. It almost missed the mark. I'm not gonna lie, it almost did. But in the end, I think it turned out really cute. Now to put this onto your door, which I recommend this be an indoor wreath, you're gonna wanna hang it through these little things over here. You're not gonna wanna hang it through that handle. It's just gonna swing, it's gonna fall. You might wanna use it as, you know, something to level, but definitely not hang it this way. I use these hooks from Dollar Tree on the back side. I also use these clear ones on my door normally. So this is how I position them. That way it's nice and leveled, and you can go ahead and make sure that this is nice and straight with a level. I'm more of an eyeball type of gal, so that's exactly what I did. I used the hook that I had on there just to kind of hold it in place, and you can see it does hold, but again, that's not what we're using to secure it. I added my hooks, and I think this turned out really cute. Let me know what you think. In the toy section of Dollar Tree, they always have these cones. They do have different sizes, but I got this. This is the only one that they had, and surprise, it comes in a pack of 2. So if you wanted to make 2 of these crafts, there you go. Now I am gonna cut this, and don't worry, this was intentional. It's not like the last one. It is important that we cut this off, and it doesn't feel dangerous. I don't feel like it's going to fling and attack me. But either way, safety first. I should have worn my glasses for this. And if you're recreating this at home, please wear safety goggles, glasses, whatever you have. I went to Dollar Tree and I grabbed one of these broomsticks because they sell this separately now. If you don't want to use a broomstick, you can easily get a dowel rod, but this is the cheaper option. I'm going to flood the inside with hot glue, and then I'm going to position the open side of the broomstick. So the part that you hold, I remove the handle, and then I'm going to flood it with some more hot glue, and I'm not going to let it go until it is completely dry. And you can tell when it's completely dry, it's not going to be hot anymore. I grabbed one of these planters, of course, in the planter section of Dollar Tree, and another one of these little foam pieces. And what I'm going to do, well, wrong foam, sorry. I'm going to hot glue that into place and make sure that it is nice and even when I put that in. I'm pushing it in, and then I'm not moving on until it is completely dry. So here we are. It's not coming out. And then I'm going to try and get this as straight as possible. So here I am just kind of twisting it into place. Is it perfect? No, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. I'm testing it out here, and it definitely works. So I grabbed duct tape from Dollar Tree. They had one orange roll and the rest were red. Initially, I was just going to cover this with duct tape so this could be an outside thing, but honestly, it wouldn't have worked anyway, and you'll see why in the end. But I'm trying to do tape on the opposite side just so I can get a nice hold, and then I'll do pieces of tape with tension. So these are not very tight. The rest of them will be. Also, make sure you have scissors on hand because this was a mess at first, but then I got the hang of it and things went a little bit more smoothly. So I'm gonna do this all the way around. And my whole idea was to have things wrapping around so that it looked like the Michael's carrots, which are super duper expensive, which, by the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm making a giant carrot. But this is nowhere near done. So this is what it looks like. So far, I was super impressed with myself. I was like, yeah. Initially, I was going to use this and just wrap it around, but then I decided it would be a better idea to just go and get fabric. So I found this for $2.98 and then decided to go with that, which I should have gone with the fleece instead. I took my fabric and I ironed it out, which this part was kind of unnecessary anyway. And then I cut it into strips because I was going to try and mimic the burlap. But what happened when I did that was that because this fabric wasn't like fleece where it has a little bit of stretch, it basically just kind of sat very weird. So I decided to go vertical, and you'll see in just a second. So these are the strips, and here I am showing you how I was trying to like wrap it around and around, and it just was not working. It just really was not working. It was sitting funny. I wish the camera was an angle. So I decided to go up and down, which at first I was super excited about because it looked like a carrot that had just been like shaved with a potato peeler, if you know what I'm talking about. But then the tape on the inside started to sag a bit. Even though I did it with a lot of tension to try and avoid that, it still ended up happening. Some pieces started to stick to themselves. So that lovely shape that you see right there, I do start losing it towards the end, and it does start changing. I made so many changes to this project, and I need y'all to let me know. Should I redo it? Should I try a different method? Because I have some ideas on how this could have gone a lot better. There you go. You witnessed me getting burned right there. I used another piece of burlap to cover that little end and make sure that it was tapered in really well. I only used a yard of fabric, so 1 yard would have been enough. I really should have gone with the fleece. If you're recreating, try the fleece. I'm pretty sure it would have been the same result wrapping it around and around. So here's where things got a little weird. I wanted it to have some sort of definition, so I ended up going with this at one point, but I'm showing you here with the burlap. I just wrapped this around and around and around because I really wanted this to look like the Michael's carrot. And then my daughter was like, I don't know, I don't see it. And then I got self-conscious and used the elastic. So in some clips, you'll see the elastic, and other clips, you'll see the burlap, and other clips, you'll see nothing at all. I wrapped one of the foam pieces in more of that orange, and then I'm gonna hot glue this to the top so that I can add my greenery without it looking funky. So I'm using Dollar Tree greenery, but again, 97-cent greenery works too. I'm taking them off of the stem and then just placing them randomly. But if you just want to shove it on in there, you can do that too. I just wanted it to look a little bit more uniform. So this is what I am doing. This is what it ends up looking like. And it still looks a little funky to me. So for the bottom, so that it can stay somewhat straight, I just hot glued one of the Dollar Tree wood slices on there. If I would have done something smaller, it would have just tipped over. So I'm placing that on there. Then for the top, I added a nice bow, and now I feel like the carrot looks like a Chippendale dancer. Anyway, this is how it turned out. Let me know what you think. Should I recreate it? Should I try a different method? Let me know. Give me your input. Anyway, that's it for me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you let me know which one is your favorite. And as usual, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. You can check them out in my description, and see you on the next one.